You are now tuned into The Bud Brunch.
Pour up, roll up, let's talk. Cheers.
And welcome back to The Bud Brunch, y'all. I'm your co-host, Lucia.
And I'm your co-host, Ashley.
And if you're tuning in for the first time, make sure you head over to our YouTube and Spotify channel. That is The Bud Brunch on everything. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss another great episode like last week where we talked to Charles.
Yes, from Metro Leaf Dispensary.
Yeah, shout out to Metro Leaf. And he also had a discount code for those who tuned into that episode. So if you missed it, you might have missed out on something good. So that's why we're telling you to subscribe so you never miss an opportunity. You never know who's going to be dropping some either gems or some giveaways on the show.
It pays to be our bud.
It surely does.
It does.
And this week, we're bringing you guys something very, very special, near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, we are live from National Cannabis Festival.
For our very last episode of season 1. It's just so bittersweet and a moment from where we started until where we're at today. And we're so excited to bring this to you all.
Yeah. I'm sad, but I'm also happy. We did it, girl. Whole season.
Yes, we did it. Well, we wouldn't have been able to do it without our wonderful sponsors that really helped bring the live show to life.
Absolutely. So shout out to District Elixir, DC Scrogger, Black Swan, Pink Fox, and Bouquet Rolling Papers.
Yes, for your contributions in making this last show a success. But we don't want you guys to wait any longer. Here is the last episode for season 1. That is your co-host, Lucia.
And Ashley.
Live at the National Cannabis Festival.
Hello everyone, I'm Olga. I'm the founder and CEO of Triple District LLC. I'm vibing with the Bud Brunch today, so I need you to pour up, roll up, and let's talk.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Tea with Ashley, your weekly pour of what's hot in cannabis culture, medicine, industry buzz, and the headlines has got everybody talking. Let's get into it.
Hear me out there. Can y'all hear me? Test, test. All right. Okay, but remember when we spilled the tea on Seth Rogen's THC making its debut in Total Wine? It was cute, right? But that's not just Seth in the beverage game anymore. The big players are clocking in. Companies like Trulieve, Curaleaf, Tilray, and Green Thumb are all jumping on the THC drink trend. And we're not just talking seltzers. We're talking margaritas, Bellini-style drinks with hemp-derived THC making their way onto the shelves in non-dispensary spots. And now one of our own is stepping up. Anytime Seltzer, a local favorite that's been showing up and showing out at the National Cannabis Festival, just got approved to hit Total Wine stores in Virginia. So keep your eyes peeled for that route. We love to see it. Yes, VA in the house. Total Wine, they're gonna have THC in there, okay? Because with federal legalization still doing the two-step in Congress, the hemp loophole is opening major doors. Analysts are predicting this market could hit $14 billion. That's billion. And that's not a trend, honey, it's a takeover. And let's not forget the queens of Canna Cocktail are your co-hosts of the Bud Brunch, Lucia and myself. And you can just take the final sip with us because the cannabis industry is evolving fast. THC drinks are becoming the new front door, less stigma, more sipping, and big business is pouring up. So stay tuned and stay sipping. And you already know I'll be back next season on season 2 of the Bud Brunch with more tea with Ashley, where I spill the tea and spark the convo. Now go sip on that.
What's up? This is Deontay. I'm vibing with the Bud Brunch. Pour up, roll up, let's talk.
And speaking of sipping on that, what's in your glass is up next with Lucia and Melanated Smoke.
All right, buds, it's time to get into what's in your glass. The part of the show where we sip, sample, and spill on the latest cannabis and cannabis-infused treats. From flower to edibles, drinks to dabs, we're putting our taste buds to the test and letting y'all know what's really hitting and what's getting past.
Now let's get into it. Now, just as Ashley said, we love us a good kind of cocktail, especially when it's just as hot as this. Alcohol is only going to make us hotter. So a nice kind of cocktail that's nice and refreshing, but still elevates us and takes us to the next level is what we're about to do. So I invited my great friend, known as Melanated Smoke, also known as Opal.
So my name is Opal Watkins. Most people know me as Melanated Smoke. I am the creative director of Melanated Smoke. I am part of Bouquet and the co-producer of Blaze the Runway.
Now she's going to assist us in mixing up this infusion today. Now, on What's in Your Glass, we love to feature new and existing local products. So what we're going to feature today is a brand new product by Pink Fox. It is a magical powder that you can put on everything. Just a little bit of history of what we're going to be putting in this glass, and I'm going to tell you more about our product. We are also partnered with Black Swan, who is a local syrup maker. These are not infused syrups, so you can definitely get them and your whole family can enjoy them. You can head over to the blackswanco.com to go ahead and check them out. And today's infusion is a grapefruit rose syrup that we are using from her summer collection. We also have some grapefruit juice, lime juice, and we're going to top that off with some sparkling cucumber. Look, top took flight already. It's already high. So I'm going to go ahead and let Opal mix that up when I talk to you about this amazing powder by Mark Fox. Mark Fox from Pink Fox was on our show, episode 2. Make sure you head over to YouTube or Spotify, the Bud Brunch on everything, to run that back and check out all the great things that we were talking about. They are legends in the game, but he started off the game with his partner, Kelly, and she is part of our Sister Sesh episode today. Kelly, unfortunately, did not make it through the transition to the legal side, but her anchor in the game was edibles. She really wanted a way for women to be able to consume discreetly and be able to enjoy. So we are dedicating this drink today. We're going to call it the Kelly Kush, and it's dedicated to Kelly of Pink Fox. This item is available at most local dispensaries in the DC area, so make sure you guys head over, grab that medical card, and support local brands like Pink Fox. Now, Opal's go ahead. She's shaking it up real good over here. It's getting all over the place. Go ahead and let's put ice, some fresh ice in that glass. We always want to pour our drinks over some fresh ice so we don't lose out on the delicious flavors that we have in there. And you always, go ahead and pour the whole thing. Yes, honey, pour it, get all in there. We want to get all that infusion. And then we can't forget the most important part, which is the infusion. There you go. So it is a powder, and again, you can put it in anything. It's water soluble. You can also sprinkle it on your foods. If you are planning on using it in a beverage, the best way for it to break down and the infusion to be evenly, those are the garnishes, yes, to be evenly dispersed throughout your beverage is making sure you take a little bit of warm or hot water and mix up the solution first. Make sure it completely dissolves before you go ahead and throw it in your drink to enjoy. Yes, yes, yeah, of course you can taste it. Go ahead and try it. Yeah?
That's really good.
Okay. Well, we want to give you some time to check out how it's going to make you feel. Now, like I said, the people in the front rows, we guys get to participate in this What's in Your Glass segment as well. My co-host Ashley is handing out samples for everybody to try. So if you want some, we definitely have a lot more. Come on up and get yourself a sample of our signature Kelly Kush Canna cocktail brought to you by the Bud Brunch. Now, I didn't mention any specific measurements that goes in here, but if you want to know what those are, you can head over to our Instagram and click that link in our bio and become one of our buds. And we'll send you monthly recipes that you can try with infusions that you can get locally in the DC market. So thank you very much, Opal, for coming up here, and we can't wait to hear how good it makes you feel. Now, also on What's in Your Glass, we also like to rate our products, because how do you guys know how good it is if we don't tell you? We like to rate it on a cheer system, 1 to 5 cheers. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a time to marinate on what you guys are tasting, and then we will get back to you, check back in with you guys, and see how many cheers you all would give our signature Kelly Kush Canna cocktail brought to you by the Bud Brunch. Now, Ashley is my very educated co-host right here. And she's going to come up over here and tell us a little bit about what's going to be happening next after our Sister Sesh segment. Welcome to the stage one of our I-71 Legacy 2 legal operators from Green Theory Dispensary. Y'all welcome her to the stage.
Hi, my name is Caroline, and I am one of the owners of Green Theory. So we are a dispensary that's located in DC. We're a medical dispensary, kind of a little outside of Georgetown in Northwest, very close to Virginia if you live in Virginia. We made the transition from I-71 last year. We were actually the first store to transition from that market to the medical market. So we've been through every single imaginable struggle that you can think of. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so a lot of people are familiar with the gifting market, right? You walk into the store, you find what do you want, you get to the register. At some point, you do your transaction and then you leave. Now we have kind of transitioned into a new way of doing things. So when people come into your dispensary now, what is the process, or what should they be aware of? What's different?
Yeah, absolutely. So as you mentioned before with gifting, it was usually a transaction of some sort with another product or item that then you would receive cannabis for as a gift. So that has changed, and now the stores within DC are all supposed to be medical, where basically you go in, you have to have a medical card to shop, but you don't have to buy anything else. You can just buy cannabis right after you get the medical card. It's also extremely easy in DC to get a medical card, so it's not like Virginia or other places where it's medical only. It's self-attestation, so that means that you don't need a doctor's note. We can literally sign you up in the lobby in 3 to 5 minutes, and you can shop right after. So it's a super easy process. And being in a place that's not a state, we are limited with certain things, which is why we can't go rec. So more on that, I'm sure, later.
Yeah, absolutely. They could definitely get more information on that. So, but we do want to share with you guys that there has been a change, and that's why this episode is really important. But before that change happened, you were an active part of the gifting community for I-71. What motivated you to join the industry, even though DC didn't necessarily have that legal pathway for you?
Absolutely. So I think me and my business partners, I own the store with my husband and basically our little brother. So we have all been passionate cannabis users, promoters for as long as I can remember, probably much before it was legal to say that. So, I think the passion for that and the belief in what cannabis is as a medicine and the idea that everyone should have access to it is something that really motivated us to go into the market to begin with. And DC was pretty lax in the earlier days. We got into the market in 2017. We did a lot of events, which if you're familiar with the DC I-71 market, it was all about events. We then transitioned to delivery, which was another huge piece of things. So I think it was just kind of that passion for cannabis and wanting to be a part of the community.
Well, I definitely commend you for your journey. I commend your journey through this industry, because I know it has not been easier. And with the transition into a more regulated market, it definitely is not getting easier for you. But we commend you for being able to stick it out, and that definitely shows that your passion for cannabis is real. So, guys, make sure whenever you see Green Theory, she is a certified licensed dispensary with products that have been through the system, that are regulated through the system, so that you know that you can trust, or at least be able to reference if there is an issue with that. So Green Theory is one of our trusted partners here with the Bud Brunch. So thank you so much for stopping by. Just let them know where they can find Green Theory and how they can keep in touch with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can see us on Instagram. It's at Green Theory DMV, or our store, which is in Northwest, right off MacArthur Boulevard. It's the closest store to Virginia. So if you live in Virginia, it's very easy to shop.
And this is not it for Catherine for her today. She's actually going to get more into detail about that transition from I-71 later on in the day. Where can they find you at the festival?
Absolutely. So it'll be right back here at 6:15. A panel led by Charles Newsom, who's another dispensary owner in DC. We're going to have a whole panel of people talking about the transition, what our biggest struggles were, how to overcome them, and all of that great stuff.
So all you patients out there, if you have any questions or want more information about what the new market of I-71 looks like, make sure you stop by that panel. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for stopping by today.
Thanks.
And thank you. And coming up next, we have one of my favorite parts of the show, is where actually educate you all about the benefits of the medicinal cannabis.
I'm Charles Newsom, Chief Operating Officer of Metro Leaf Medical Marijuana Dispensary. Don't miss the next sesh. Make sure you subscribe to The Bud Brunch on Spotify and YouTube.
All right, buds, can y'all give me a minute? A medical minute, that is. I'm here to shed new light on what's happening in the world of medical cannabis and to set the record straight on the myths, the facts, and everything in between.
What's up, buds? As Lucia said, my name is Ashley Stafford. I'm the co-host of The Bud Brunch. And we have a very special guest with us here today because we are live at NCF. It is the plant medicine nurse herself, Nurse Olga. Welcome. Hi. So for our buds who are here in the audience and our buds that are listening, can you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Of course. So I am one of the original cannabis nurses in Maryland. I've been doing cannabis nursing at least since 2018 when the program over there really got booted up. I also work doing addiction psychiatry, so I work within different hospitals in the Maryland, mostly in the Baltimore area, helping people get off of hard drugs and switched over onto cannabis, more onto, other cessation medications.
All right, well, today the Medical Minute is a little bit different. For those of you who don't know about the Medical Minute or haven't seen the podcast, the Medical Minute comes from my passion about teaching my community about cannabis medicine, and I loved it so much, I got my master's degree in medical cannabis science and therapeutics last year. So, thank you. I highly encourage it if you have any interest in cannabis as medicine. It's at the University of Maryland, Baltimore School of Pharmacy. So please check it out. And today we are going to do it a little bit differently. So we're going to play a game of medical cannabis fact or fiction, okay? So we're going to give you a few different statements and y'all are going to let us know if it's fact or if it's fiction. Now, if you've had too many edibles or smoked too many J's, fiction means false. It ain't true. All right, y'all? Fiction means it's not true. Fact means it's true. All right. Are y'all ready for your first statement? Let me hear you say, yeah. Yeah. You want to give me the first statement, Nurse Olga?
You do the first one.
All right, I'll do the first one then. All right. So the first statement, we want to know if it's fact or fiction. What you guys think? Sativa means energizing and uplifting, and indica means sedating and sleepy. Again, first statement, sativa means energizing, uplifting, indica means sedating and sleepy. If you think that's fact, let me hear you say fact. If you think that's fiction, let me hear you say fiction. Okay, we got some brainy ones out here today, I see. It is fiction, in fact. It is, y'all, we're correct. Do you want to tell them about it?
Because sativa and indica actually speaks to the shape of the plant, not so much about how it's going to affect you. If you want to know how the plant is going to affect you, you need to learn your terpenes. That's the most important part. Also, the different cannabinoids can help as well, but especially that terpene content. If you're looking at like myrcene, you're going to look at something that a lot of myrcene. And myrcene is one I love because it's biphasic. You get myrcene up to a 1%, you're going to get real calm. You get myrcene over 2%, it's going to re-energize you. So you really just got to pay attention to your terpenes.
Absolutely. My favorite terpene is pinene. I love a good pinene and a good limonene. I'm an uplifting, energizing girl. And like she said, the cannabinoid profile is also as important because THC is intoxicating, but CBD isn't. It's still psychoactive, but it is not intoxicating. So when you think about how you want to feel, look at your cannabinoids and your terpene profiles. Are y'all ready for statement number 2?
Okay, statement number 2, cannabis causes the munchies.
Statement number 2, cannabis causes the munchies. Did everybody hear that? All right, if you think that's a fact, let me hear you say fact. If you think that was fiction, let me hear you say fiction. Okay, split room. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Break it down, Ms. Olga. What's up?
This this one is a little bit of both, actually. We kind of give you a little tricky question there.
It's a trick one. We try to trick you up.
Because certain strains and certain cannabinoids and certain terpenes can make you feel hungry, but there are also certain cannabinoids and terpenes that can make you not feel hungry. THCV is a big one that's being discussed right now. It actually cuts appetite. It also works really well for diabetes. It's one they're actually looking at as a therapeutic.
Absolutely. There was a study done in 2013 that showed that THCV, which is what they're calling the skinny cannabinoid now, sis, Google it. If you like me, you try to be in the gym, you want to take a little tincture or whatever. It was an anti-obesity agent, and also it helped people lose weight. So without changing their lifestyle or diet, anything like that, they were able to lose between 5 and 9 pounds. And that's THCV in a combination with CBD. I will put the link to that study on our Instagram, so make sure you follow us at the Bud Brunch. So depending on the cannabinoid, it could induce the munchies, or it can make you not want to eat at all. And I'm okay with a high that makes me not want to tear up my refrigerator. Okay? If you didn't catch it, it's THCV. Put it in your phone. All right? Y'all got it? Y'all ready for the next statement? All right, go ahead and give us some nice Olga.
Okay. The next statement, you can overdose on cannabis.
Did y'all catch that? You can overdose on cannabis. We just got real serious. I'm sorry, y'all.
Right?
It was important. If you think that statement is fact, let me hear you say fact. If you think it's fiction, let me hear you say fiction. Y'all are so smart. And they say stoners aren't smart. Well, smart. All right, you want to break it down, Ms. Olga?
Well, we know that nobody has died from an overdose of cannabis, right? We all know that. It doesn't work in the brain the same way opioids do, where it suppresses the respiratory system. It doesn't do that. However, that's not to say that cannabis isn't without risks. There actually was a case in Maryland where someone that was working in a packing plant had gotten pneumonia and lung damage from working in the packing plant, from inhaling ground up. So, I mean, that's with anywhere. They call that baker's lung, and you can get that with a lot of different jobs where there's a lot of inhalants in the air.
Also, cannabis hyperemesis syndrome, a lot of you may have heard of that, is where you overconsume. So with heavy chronic use of cannabis, that can happen. Like, we love the plant, but we have to recognize, especially to legitimize our industry, that there are some downsides to consuming if you don't consume correctly.
It's so true. And hyperemesis is one of those things I really want people to understand, because it can happen at any time. You can have been smoking, people be like, I've been smoking for 20 years and it still doesn't mean it's not hyperemesis, one. And two, when we tell you if you have hyperemesis that you need to stop, you need to stop. Because I got a patient into the hospital recently who we had on a ventilator because he tore his esophagus from the violent vomiting. So if a doctor tells you that you have hyperemesis, reach out to a cannabis professional to get you restarted, but please stop, because that can be life-threatening.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys for participating in the Medical Minute. I'm so excited to be here live at National Cannabis Festival. If you want to learn more about cannabis, we have a Medical Minute on each and every one of our episodes. So you can check out podcasts on YouTube and Spotify. The QR codes are here if you want to come up afterwards, and it'll take you right to the link. Just subscribe. We're also giving away a couple things, so you want to follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you, Nurse Olga, for coming. Can we give Nurse Olga a round of applause, please? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, the Medical Minute content will be uploaded on my site as well. So that's your dose of facts for this week with your favorite cannabis educator. Keep questioning, keep learning, and catch me on season 2 of the Bud Brunch for more. And if you want to dive deeper into the medical cannabis topics that matter to you, you can catch me on cannabisashley.com. Woo!
AKA Mr. Honeyman. I'm vibing with the Bud Brunch. Pour up, roll up, let's rock.
Now it's time to check back in with our good friend Opal of Melanated Smoke. Come on over here, Opal. Let me grab that mic. See if that mic is almost working for you. Now we already told us it was delicious, right? Now, from a scale of 1 to 5, right? Mm-hmm. How many cheers would you like to give our Kelly Kush canna cocktail?
Based on flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it 5 cheers.
5 cheers?
Yes.
5
good.
cheers. Okay. And then audience, I want to check in with one of our audience members. We'll pick you right over here, lady, and it's a pig flow. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead and tell us how you enjoyed that canna cocktail. And honest, we want your honest opinion because we want to keep it real here on the Bud Brunch. How many cheers would you give that?
I would actually give it a 5 as well because I'm actually not a grapefruit girly. I swear against it. I don't
It's that
like grapefruit
cucumber.
flavored things. And the pairing with the cucumber took away from some of the bitterness.
Yep.
And it had a really smooth finish. It was very refreshing.
Yep.
Well, that recipe was...
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. That recipe is courtesy
Of the Black Swan, because we did use her grapefruit rose syrup in there. So if you guys would like, again, to get that recipe, including the measurements that go through that, make sure you head over to our Instagram, check that link in bio, become one of our buds for a monthly newsletter that will give you all the recipes of the canna cocktails. Now, thanks again, Opal, but you want to give us a couple of shout outs and let the people know about your brands and businesses.
I mean, all I'm going to say is if you don't know it already, pass the bouquet. Okay. Pass the bouquet. All right. In September, we having Blaze the Runway. If you haven't been there, it's going to be in Philly during Black Cannabis Week. That's fashion, music, and cannabis culture. Okay, it's all of us in this space I see right now, so you should be in the building, all right? So thank y'all. I enjoyed y'all. If you're not already following me, it's Melanated Smoke. And for Bouquet, it's Rolling Bouquet, all right? All right, see y'all.
Can we give a shout out to Melanated Smoke in their outfit? This is wearing the fit.
So now we're going over to our favorite part of the episode and where we're going to need 20 people to participate in this.
And you don't want to participate.
Yeah, you definitely want to
promise you
participate.
are.
This episode, this part of the show is called Puff or Pass. And speaking of Pass the Bouquet, Bouquet Rolling Papers has generously donated to us some pre-rolls with black market genetics in here. So it's quality paper, quality weed, and we're giving it out for you guys today. So who has a lighter?
Who has a lighter right now? You got to pull it out. We got to see it.
Let me see these
I
lighters.
trust none of y'all. No.
Lighters in the air.
Pull it out.
Lighters in the air. Come and get your J. Now, we do need your opinion here first as well. Here we go.
All right, so Puff or Pass is where we give our guests 2 different options, and you have to tell us what you're puffing on and what you're going to pass to the left. So your first question is Puff or Pass? Puff. Music. She didn't even let me get the question out. She said always Puff. All right, you're going to either... That was funny. So the first one is music while high or movies while high. So are you puffing on music or movies?
Music.
You're gonna puff on music? Now, what do you like to listen to when you're elevated? Tell the people, tell us the people. What you like to listen to?
Pretty much anything. Jadakiss, Jay-Z.
Are you from New York?
No.
Oh, okay. I know. All right, I feel what the Jody's. All right, and that belongs to you. That is your J. You can sit the mic right down there on there. All right, we need another Puff or Pass volunteer. Who wants to answer the next Puff or Pass? How you doing, darling? She said, I will pick up the mic. I forgot to ask you, Sunshine, but tell us your name and where you're from.
Jasmine from Delaware.
From Delaware. Oh, what part?
Dover.
Dover, Delaware. Okay, I'm from the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'm from Cambridge. Yes, we come over there and shop all the time, tax-free. All right, your Puff or Pass question is wake and bake or night sesh?
Wake and bake.
So you puffing on the wake and bake?
Oh, shit. Smells.
All right, if you are puffing on wake and bake, let me hear you say wake and bake. If you're puffing on night sesh, let me hear you say night sesh. All right, it's half and half. We're just gonna smoke all day and keep it moving, all right? All right, thank you, darling. You can go ahead and sit the mic down. All right, we need one more person for a Puff or Pass question. One more. Come on up, darling. Hi. We'll do another one. All right, what's your name and where you from?
I'm Dennis. I'm from Eastern Maryland.
From Eastern?
Yeah, Eastern Shore.
I'm from Cambridge. Look, my people are in here today. We just like a Batman light went out.
Hey.
All right, your Puffer Pass question is group sesh or solo sesh?
Solo.
So you're puffing on the solo sesh. Why? Do you not like people? Was it COVID? What happened?
Nah. Hey, listen, I don't mind smoking with people, but everybody, I don't trust everybody's mouth. Everybody can't put their mouth on my blunt.
That's real. If you are puffing on solo sesh, let me hear you say solo sesh. Okay, everybody want their own J. It's all right. It's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Thank you so much, darling.
Come on, one more.
Okay, come on up. Did we say edible? We did the edible.
Come on
up here. Give us your name and where you from.
I'm Sabrina from Alexandria, Virginia. Yeah.
All right, and our last Puffer Pass question is, face the people that want to talk to you. Your eyes are piercing. Ooh,
Thank you.
All right, so your Puffer Pass question is edibles or old school flower spark it up?
Old school flowers, spark it
Old school
up.
flower?
Yes. Old flower.
Just because Rolling Bouquet is sponsored, I'm going to agree with you, but typically I'm an edibles girl. I'm an edibles girl. Thank you, darling. We appreciate you participating. Thank all of y'all for participating in Puffin Pass.
Where there's no right or wrong answer.
There's no right or wrong answers, just real ones, and all of y'all pass the vibe check.
Yes. All right, you folks, thank you so much for participating. This has been an exciting live recording of the Bud Bunch podcast,
Live from the National Cannabis Festival, our season finale.
Yes. So just a little background for those who didn't get a chance to tune into the first episode. We're just going to give you a little snippet. We started this podcast in 2017. We had one episode at Listen Vision Studios. There are about 6 ladies that started this podcast, and this industry had just been through so many changes that we decided to bring it back to you all, and this is our season finale. We have 10 great episodes, and they all premiered on Tuesday, so this episode will be up next Tuesday on YouTube and Spotify, so make sure you check it out, especially if you were up here participating with us. Tell your friends that you guys were on the Bud Brunch podcast. And we also want to thank our guests.
Absolutely. Thank you to our guests who were here, Nurse Olga, the plant medicine nurse. Thank you to Caroline, the owner of Green Theory. And thank you to Melanated Smoke for coming up here and making that canna cocktail.
And we could not have made this possible without our sponsors. We want to give a big shout out to Pink Fox. Don't forget to grab any of the Pink Fox products available at all DC local dispensaries. Bouquet Rolling Papers and Black Market for sponsoring those pre-rolls today for today's show. And of course, most importantly, the Black Swan, who put together the recipes for our canna cocktails. Make sure, again, you become one of our buds so you can get monthly recipes and you can make your own delicious canna cocktails at home. But the best way to not miss anything is making sure that you subscribe to our YouTube and Spotify. That is
at the Bud Brunch on everything. Everything. All right, y'all.
Usually this is when we tell you what's going to happen next episode, but we're at the end of season 1.
We are.
Also subscribing will allow you to tune into season 2 when we do drop that, and that's the next time the Bud Brunch will be recording another full episode.
I know. I'm so emotional though, y'all. This is our last episode of our first season. I was not expecting it to feel like this. Like, thank you. Thank you.
And you guys have all made history with us, so give yourselves a round of applause for participating in our live broadcasting here at NCF. We are doing a special NCF giveaway. If you guys record yourself saying, well, roll up, let's talk, or with you and your friends doing a cheers, preferably with a canna cocktail, and upload it and tag the Bud Brunch, we are giving away a glass bong so that you can put something in your glass while you enjoy our Bud Brunch episode. So make sure you check us out on Instagram. That's the Bud Brunch on everything.
And we just want to remind y'all that we really love the community here. We don't do it for the gram. We don't do it for the clout. We do it for the culture,
for the community,
for the conversation.
Until next season, bye.
Ready to be a bud?
You know you want to.
Subscribe to the Bud Brunch on YouTube and Spotify, and let's brunch and blaze together.
This episode of the Bud Brunch was hosted and produced by Ashley Stafford and Lucia Nyankale. Special thanks to DC Scrogger for donating the equipment that helps bring our voices to you. Music for this episode is licensed and used with permission. You can find those credits in the caption. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.